Hi guys, welcome to a new series, North Node in Cancer. I'm wearing my pajamas. Pajamas is a universal symbol of comfort, of nurturing, of cozy at home, underneath your covers or not, but it has to do with comfort, with coziness, with warmth, with nurturing. So when I say welcome to North Node in Cancer, I'm saying welcome home. This one's dear to me because I have North Node in Cancer. So a lot of what I'm going to talk about is going to come from personal experience. I've lived it, I know how it feels like, I know how you guys feel. So before we dive into the specifics of Cancer North Node, let's give you a general idea about Capricorn South Node. Capricorn South Nodes, you guys are my workaholics. We know how to work hard. We're not afraid of hard work. We're not afraid of obstacles. And the more difficult, the better. The tougher, the better. The more steep the ladder that we have to climb, the better. Because Capricorn gives himself life. Capricorn gives himself worth through hard work. Through hard work, achievement, diplomas, recognition, people looking up to us, applause. We want to be, we don't mind working hard, and we want to be acknowledged for that. We want people to look up to us and say, oh my God, you, the true goat, because the symbol of the Capricorn is that mountain goat, right? So a true goat, the greatest one of all, greatest of all time. That's what Capricorn wants in their heart. They want, in their mind, they want that recognition, and they don't mind putting in the hard work. They don't mind putting in the hours. They don't mind sacrificing everything around them for achievement, for that gratification that comes from achievement. So my workaholics, people who are not afraid of responsibility, people who are not afraid to step into any situations, no matter how crazy, no matter how volatile, to come in and say, I got this, guys. Capricorn is the father of the zodiac. Cancer is the mother of the zodiac. They're both nurturing, but they do it in different ways. Capricorn, being the father of the zodiac, is tough. He's strict. He does not like a lot of emotion. He sees emotions as weakness. Capricorn South Nodes hate to display weakness, because weakness means that I'm not strong. That means that I will not climb to the mountain. That means somebody else will be better than me. We're competitive like Aries South Nodes, but we do it in a sense of achievement, like we have to achieve. Without it, we're nothing. We don't know who we are unless we're working hard, unless we're producing, and everybody gets to see it, and everybody gets to look at us and say, wow, you're amazing. We want that. But the pitfall with this is that in this lifetime, because Capricorn is in the South Node, we overdid that. We overworked ourselves. We overworked ourselves to death. We ignored everything that had to do with our own comfort. We ignored everything that had to do with our own families, our emotions, our hearts. We probably don't even know what it feels like to feel, because we suppressed our hearts and our feelings so much, because feelings meant weakness. If I'm weak, I will be defeated. If I'm weak, my enemy. And with Capricorn South Nodes, we are competitive, and we kind of see everybody as, if it's not me, then he's gonna be. If you're not first, you're last. Kind of like Aries South Node. So for us, showing emotions meant weakness, means somebody can take advantage of us, and we do not like that. So I guarantee you, Capricorn South Nodes, very disconnected from feelings. Uncomfortable with feelings, uncomfortable with emotions, uncomfortable with crying. I guarantee you, if you freaking cry, you're doing it somewhere hidden where nobody can see you. Even women, guys, even women. I was very uncomfortable with crying, very. I did not want anybody to see me as weak. I had to prove to everybody, including myself, that I was tough, that nothing can get me, that I can do this, that nobody can do it better than me. That's another pitfall for Capricorn. We are so used to taking charge. We're so used to doing everything on our own and being completely independent from others, that we don't trust others to get things done. We think that we're the smartest, we think we're the best, we're the most efficient, we are the best. And so we can look down upon others and say, well, you're never gonna be good enough. Your work is never gonna be good enough to my standards. Capricorn South Nodes, huge standards, huge. And just as we are critical of others, and saying, not good enough, this is not good enough, you can do better, 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 better. We do that to ourselves. So that critic that's on the outside is also on the inside, doing the same thing, driving us and saying, you can do better, you can do better. Stop your crying, wipe your tears, very masculine. Get out there and do it, because if you don't do it, nobody's gonna do it. So Yeah, so now with North Node in Cancer, you are here to get off that mountain. You're here to get off the corporate ladder. You're here to get off that desire for achievement, for desire to recognition. You're here to put on your pajamas, literally and figuratively, and freaking nurture. And first, you're going to have to nurture yourself. You're going to have to get in touch with your emotions. You're going to be brought to your knees with feelings, and it's going to be very uncomfortable for you. You're not going to know what to do. You may be at a funeral and you're not going to know what to feel. Somebody's cat just died and you'll be like, well, fuck, I don't feel anything. Almost like no empathy. But it's not because you guys don't have it. It's just that it's been buried deep inside of you so much through so many lifetimes. You forgot that connection to your heart that you literally can't feel emotions. And some people may say, gosh, you're so cold. You're so cold. You have no heart. People told me that before. And you don't understand. You're like, well, but it's true. Like literally, you're so disconnected from that part of you that in this lifetime, you will be forced to connect to that. You will not find pleasure in career advancement. You will not find pleasure in busy work. You will not find pleasure. You may think, but the more you do it, the more you work hard, the more you climb the ladder, the more you ignore your own comfort, your own emotions, the unhappy you're going to be, to the point where you might freaking collapse. You might get sick, you might get fired, only to freaking stop you in your tracks and force you to spend time by yourself, to forget about achievement, to forget about all of that, spend time alone, get to know your emotions, get to know, watch movies, get to know that emotional part of you, bring it out. And you're going to have a lot of crying, guys. I'm telling you, a lot of crying where you're going to have to accept that, gosh, I'm strong, but I don't need to be so strong. I don't need to carry the world on my shoulders. Somebody else can do it. I can just relax. I can just make some soup and just sit here and watch This Is Us, and cry my heart out. That's good for you. Even though your mind may say this is stupid, it's a waste of time, we have so much work to do. It's the best thing for you is just to sit there underneath your blankets with a good movie, emotional movie, something that's going to pull on those strings and freaking make you cry. And the more you cry, the better. So as you learn to nurture yourself, after that, you'll be able to nurture others. You'll still be tough because when you bring in that Capricorn South Node toughness, it's not going anywhere. But now you're going to do it with a motherly approach, with a nurturing approach. You're not going to be that strict father figure that says, no, this is not good enough. You're going to be nurturing. You're going to be strong. You're going to be a huge rock for whoever needs you because you have the strength and then you'll have the empathy and the feeling part. It's a beautiful combination. All right, so now we're going to dive into each house specifically to give you an idea what you're working with, okay? All right. North Node in Cancer in the third house. So before we go into the North Node in Cancer in the third, let's go to the opposite end to see what kind of memories you have, what kind of lifetimes you've lived, and what was the theme of them. South Node in Capricorn in the ninth. What does that mean? All right, ninth house is what? The house of travel, the house of the truth, universal truth, philosophy, religion, big picture, teaching, studying, universities, all that good stuff. So if I put Capricorn in the ninth, that means you guys have a very practical, mature, serious, respectable way of thinking, of speaking. Somebody who was some kind of philosopher, guys. Why not? I don't really know a lot of philosophers, but somebody who was very strong in his opinions or her opinions about the universal truth, about God, about religion, about the world in general, some kind of political figure, is somebody who was very instrumental in the world at large, in anything that concerns big picture and those ideas. So with Capricorn there, you guys are very good at seeing the big picture, but not losing yourself in the big picture, being very practical and, very serious mind, very maybe slow moving mind. Capricorn is like dignified. Capricorn does not rush, speaks with dignity. Capricorn is royal in a sense, you could say, not like Leo royal of like, oh, everybody around me. No, Capricorn is it commands respect. So the way that you thought, the way that you saw the world, the way that you think about the world at large, about what are we here for, the truth. You're very practical in that. You're very respectable in that. Like, you're used to people listening to you. You're used to being some kind of authority on such big ideas. You're used to people recognizing that. And so you're kind of, I would even say, an intellectual snob. That would be the downside of that. You are somebody who was so big on finding the truth, finding the universal truth, answering the big questions of life, teaching, but somebody who was very dependent on the approval of the peers, on recognition, on acceptance, on applause. Capricorn loves recognition. Capricorn does not do anything half-assed. Capricorn likes to be noted. Talk about diplomas. I would say you put a huge value on education. You put a huge value on accomplishments in education. You believe that without education, without proper, leadership in somebody's life, to show them the way, what to do with life, you think that it's necessary. You think that you have those answers. Like I wouldn't say that you believe in listen to your heart and see where your heart takes you. No, Capricorn in the ninth is like, no, let's examine the facts. Let's look at this logically. Let's not rush. And more than likely, you're used to probably telling people what that universal truth is. You're used to people listening to you, and you want that, and you like that. You really like that. You really like intellectual pursuits, and you like to always kind of share that information with others in a sense that would make it look like you're a snob, in a sense that would make it look like you guys are just idiots, you're stupid, you have no idea what you're talking about. Listen to me, because I know, because you do know. Because you had lifetimes where there was extensive research. There was a lot of hard work that was put into, education. Like, in a sense of, the people that have like 3 PhDs and 4 JD degrees, that's you. You are somebody who relentlessly pursued education. Somebody who relentlessly pursued any kind of education. Can be religious education. You love titles. You love diplomas and degrees. You measure your worth on them. And if somebody, God forbid, tells you you're stupid in this lifetime, that really hurts for you, because you are used to lifetimes where you were looked up to and people listened to you because of your wisdom. I would say even a lot of wisdom as well, because Capricorn is, you could say, that old soul idea. Because Capricorn is supposed to be that father figure. So you were that father authority figure on the world, maybe something to do with geography, something to do with studies, guys. You would know, whoever's watching this, if you're South Node Capricorn in the ninth, you have this big thinking, but it's very rigid. Your thinking was rigid. There was nothing wrong with the pursuits that you had, with the pursuit of knowledge, with hard work to get recognized. You love to be recognized. You were probably somebody who had peer-reviewed articles. You were somebody who maybe Nobel Prize winner, somebody who put in a lot of work to get mastery at their studies, somebody who was very well respected. And that's what you look for in this lifetime too. And you really dislike stupidity, I would say. And I would say when people talk to you, they probably feel that you're very condescending to them, because you feel like, I'm so freaking smart, because that's the memories you have. In this lifetime, you may not have any degrees, which I doubt, because Capricorn in the ninth, more than likely you did your share of college and all that stuff. So you consider yourself very smart. So, but because of that, you alienated people away from you. They saw you as condescending. They saw you as, you think you're the smartest one in the room, and you probably are, but there's no need to throw that around. There's no need to constantly tell people, what you know, and constantly tell them, how they should live their life, and tell them about God and everything, because a lot of those are individual journeys, and you, because you think you're an authority, because Capricorn in the ninth is an authority. Capricorn anywhere thinks he's an authority. So you're looking for that recognition. You're still looking for people to look to you and say, oh my God, you're so smart. Oh my God, how could I ever live my life until I met you? Without you, I'm nothing. You're looking for that. And you might get it, but I promise you it's not going to be satisfying. Because this time around, once again, with Capricorn, the more hard work you put in, the more you try to get that recognition and acceptance and people like looking up to you, the less satisfied you're going to be because you've overdone that theme. So with North Node in Cancer in the third, you're here to communicate, but not in a condescending way, not in a snobbish way, but in a way that brings everybody together, in a way that's nurturing. You probably have a nurturing voice. Cancer in the third, you probably have you're a good storyteller. Stories that maybe could be I'm going to say this, like a lullaby for somebody. You're here to nurture people through your speech, through your communication. So you, as smart as you are, because you come in with that extensive experience of wisdom, of smartness, of real, tangible, smart, like diplomas, you probably like to display those diplomas too. You're one of those people that's like, look, I got this, and I got this certification, and I got this. Look how fucking smart I am. But inside, you're not happy. You're not happy because all those achievements, they amount to nothing. So with Cancer in the third, you are here to not be so rigid in your thinking, not be so cold in your thinking, not be so distant in your thinking, and this create this distance between people based on your IQ. Probably have a very high IQ. You know, you're here to come closer to people, to be vulnerable. It's going to be hard for you because your first idea is that they're all freaking idiots. They're all dumb. And if somebody, you may even go, I don't even want to spend time talking to you because do you have any degrees? I mean, am I wasting my time here? Because Capricorn can be very snobbish. Talk about, like, let's say Great Britain. British people, you know how we see them as like snobbish? Some of us. We see them as like looking down. That kind of idea. That old money, old traditional thinking, you know, traditional thinking. Oh, that's another one. Traditional thinking. In the ninth, Capricorn is like tradition about this is how things need to be. This is how the world works. This is how we've always done it. And God forbid you change it because we have to keep going through tradition. We have to keep doing things the way we've always done. Rigid thinking. Cancer in the third, no rigidity, openness, sharing, vulnerability. Use your voice. Talk to people, you know, humor. You're funny. You're probably very funny. There's a very serious guy in you or girl, but there's also such a funny part in you. And you won't know this part of you until you let go of the other one, until you let go of the idea of getting people to, you know, look at you and say, oh my God, you're so smart, so smart. You know, you're here to loosen up. You're here to be silly. You're here to be funny. You're here to make jokes. You're here to come down from this pedestal of knowledge that you have. Come down to the masses and just be cool with them and share recipes and share any kind of nurturing stuff, you know, anything with Cancer, you know, share through your voice, share through, you want to maybe sing a song, like I said, lullaby. You probably have an amazing soothing voice. You probably have a nurturing way of putting people at ease. Just as you can be a snob, the other part of you is really good at like incorporating everybody in the room so that everybody participates in the situation, in the conversation. So there's no disparity in like, you know, smart and dumb. No, like we're all cool. And yeah, maybe I'm not so logical like you, but that's okay. And yeah, maybe I don't have as many degrees as you, but that's okay. I'm still cool. So you're here to get to know those people. You're here to talk to people in a nurturing, empathetic way, you know, to speak about your emotions. Once again, Capricorn South Node, suppressed emotions, suppressed feelings. Emotions are weakness, emotions are vulnerability. I'm not comfortable with that. You're here to get comfortable about talking about your emotions. You're here to, to share. You're here to share your weaknesses, your fears. You know, before you were very stoic in the way you presented yourself. But now you're here to just say, hey man, I'm scared. I'm really scared of not knowing who I am without my degrees. I'm really scared of somebody calling me stupid. I'm really uncomfortable with not knowing what to say in a situation. I'm really uncomfortable of not knowing the facts because I feel like I'm going to be stupid. Your biggest fear is that you're not going to be recognized for your smartness. So it's okay. It's okay to share those fears. It's okay to be vulnerable. So you're here to speak. You're here to get close to people through your speech. Listen to them and talk to them, but not in a teaching way, but in a way of like, hey, small talk. Hey, tell me what you do to relax. Tell me what you do to make yourself comfortable. Cancer ideas about nurturing, ideas about, like learning from others, looking at them as equal, looking at them as special in the way they communicate, and not judging them based on their degrees or based on how smart they are. Okay? All right. I hope that helps.